Join me as I dive into the ultimate showdown to see which investment really comes out on top, Bitcoin or gold. For over 5,000 years, one metal ruled the world: gold. Empires were built and destroyed chasing it. It was the ultimate store of value, the symbol of power and permanence. For millennia, it had no rival. But in 2009, a new challenger appeared, not forged in the heart of a star, but born from pure code. Bitcoin, a digital creation without physical form, yet designed to rival gold itself. It promised a new kind of money, one that couldn't be controlled by governments or banks. Today we put them head to head, the ancient king versus the digital upstart. Bitcoin versus gold. Which one wins the battle for the future of money? For most of history, gold was the ultimate symbol of wealth and trust. It wasn't just pretty, it was practical. Ancient Egyptians were so convinced of its eternal value that they buried it with their pharaohs to fund their afterlife. The Romans minted it into coins that spread across their vast empire, creating a universal language of commerce. Kings, conquerors, and merchants all used gold because it was rare, beautiful, and nearly indestructible. Think about it. Every ounce of gold ever mined still exists today. It became money because it met three critical conditions: scarcity, durability, and universal acceptance. It didn't rust, fade, or disappear. For centuries, entire economies were built on gold-backed currencies. This physical anchor provided stability and trust in a world that was often chaotic. When you held a gold coin, you held something real, something with intrinsic value that everyone agreed upon. It was the bedrock of finance. Then, in 2008, the world changed. The global financial crisis ripped through the economy, shattering trust in the very institutions meant to protect our wealth, banks and governments. People watched as their savings vanished and powerful corporations were bailed out. Out of that chaos, an idea emerged. A 9-page white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was published online by a mysterious figure known only as Satoshi Nakamoto. To this day, nobody knows who Satoshi really is, but their creation, Bitcoin, was launched in 2009. It was revolutionary. A currency with no banks, no intermediaries, and no government oversight. It ran on pure math and code. And just like gold, Bitcoin was designed to be scarce. Only 21 million coins will ever exist. But unlike gold, it was completely digital, borderless, and decentralized, owned by no one and everyone at the same time. So, what truly makes something valuable? In a word, scarcity. Gold's supply grows slowly. We have to dig it out of the ground, a difficult and expensive process. Its total amount is finite, but we don't know exactly how much is left to find. Bitcoin's supply, on the other hand, is mathematically certain. It grows at a predictable rate through a process called mining, but this rate gets cut in half roughly every 4 years. This event is called the halving, and it ensures that the creation of new Bitcoin slows down over time until the last coin is mined around the year 2140. While gold's supply depends on the uncertainties of geology and nature, Bitcoin's supply depends on unbreakable code. Both are finite, but Bitcoin's limit is absolute and transparent to everyone. Economists call this digital scarcity, a revolutionary concept that has never existed before. It's a value defined not by physical atoms, but by digital bits secured by a global network. This brings us to the heart of the matter: trust. With gold, trust has always been tied to physical possession. You either hold it yourself or you trust someone else, a vault, a bank, or a government, to hold it for you. This system has worked for centuries, but it introduces points of failure. Bitcoin removes that need entirely. With Bitcoin, your wealth lives on the blockchain, a public ledger secured by advanced cryptography and verified by millions of computers around the world. No single entity can alter it or seize your funds without your permission. This offers incredible financial freedom, but with that freedom comes immense responsibility. You secure your Bitcoin with a private key, which is like a secret password. If you lose that key, your Bitcoin is gone forever. There's no customer service to call, no bank manager to help you. In contrast, gold has tangible permanence. You can hold it in your hand, feel its weight, and store it under your floorboards without needing electricity, the internet, or complex software. For centuries, gold has been the go-to asset to protect wealth from inflation. When governments print more money and the value of paper currencies falls, gold's price often rises, preserving purchasing power. It's the classic safe haven. Bitcoin supporters claim it's the modern version of this hedge, a digital shield against reckless money printing. With its fixed supply, no central bank can just create more Bitcoin to pay its debts. But here's the reality check. Bitcoin is still incredibly volatile. Its price can swing wildly in a single day, while gold's price tends to move much more slowly and steadily. Is Bitcoin a reliable store of value or a speculative gamble? The truth is, both assets are driven by human emotion. They react to fear, trust, and speculation. In times of uncertainty, people flock to both, seeking security in a world where traditional money seems less and less reliable. So how are they used today? Central banks around the world still hold over 35,000 metric tons of gold in their vaults. It remains a foundational piece of global reserves, a symbol of national wealth and stability. It's deeply embedded in our financial system. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's adoption is accelerating at a breathtaking pace. We see major corporations like Tesla and MicroStrategy adding it to their balance sheets. Even entire nations like El Salvador have made it legal tender. Gold represents tradition and the established order. Bitcoin represents rebellion and a decentralized future. One is heavily regulated, the other operates largely outside the traditional system. Yet, both ultimately appeal to the same fundamental human desire, the search for financial freedom and protection from inflation and centralized control. So, will Bitcoin eventually replace gold? Probably not, at least not anytime soon. A more likely scenario is that they will coexist. Think of gold as the ancient anchor of history, a physical store of value tested by time. Think of Bitcoin as the native currency of the internet, a digital store of value built for a global, interconnected world. There's a reason people call it digital gold. It takes the key properties that made gold valuable for millennia, scarcity, durability, and divisibility, and translates them into the digital age, adding portability and transparency in a way the world has never seen before. Ultimately, both assets serve a similar purpose: to protect wealth when trust in paper money and the systems that manage it begins to fade. So, who wins the ultimate showdown? Gold or Bitcoin? Perhaps the answer isn't one or the other. Maybe the real winner is the idea that money itself is evolving. One asset was forged in the earth, the other born in code. But both remind us that at its core, money is a story of trust, and that story is constantly being rewritten. The battle isn't just about assets, it's about the future of wealth itself. What do you think will be the ultimate store of value in the 21st century? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through the past and future of money, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. See you next time.